know that we're never alone. We've all got stories to tell of the times that we fell, when we stumbled into traps and surprises. But just rest for a while, share this comfort and smile, let spirit.
Well, welcome everybody. So glad that you're here. And we're here to celebrate Ernest Holmes' 137th birthday tonight, and also to celebrate the Science of Mind Archives, which is a place which we consider to be the home base for Holmes's writings and for the writings of so many great New Thought writers. And so tonight we're going to raise some funds, and we're also going to raise a little heck and have a good time. So I'm glad that you joined us. We got people who have zoomed in from all over the world here, so we'll be connecting with some of them as we go on. And so settle in. We're going to have some great music and have some great times. And I want to introduce you to the director of the archives right here, Reverend Kathy Mastriani, and she's going to get us going.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Barrett. Thanks. I'm so grateful that you are here as our co-host again this year. And Dr. Barry has been a long time supporter of the archives. And so it's just been a joy to have him here as co-host. But let's get this party rolling. So I'm just really, really happy that everyone is here, wherever you are, if you watch the recording or if you're here live. But oh my gosh, what a party we have for you tonight. This is our 9th annual party we've had for Dr. Holmes, and this is our 4th virtual online one. And we're just so grateful. I mean, this is a time Dr. Ernest Holmes has touched and changed our lives with this teaching of Science of Mind. And so I really want to start from that place of heart. I just want you just to feel in your heart, even just remember when you first found Science of Mind, when the first center or wherever it was you stepped into and you're like, oh my God, where has this been my whole life? Because I've been very blessed personally. I'm one of the new kids on the block, as it's only been 18 years since I found it. And so I'm still kind of new here and still learning. But to be in the archives, it's just an opportunity to give thanks to Dr. Holmes. And so that's what we all get to do tonight at this celebration. We're going to have some great music, inspiring speakers, trivia contests, prizes, and so much more. We do have a silent auction going on, and I have a feeling our wonderful friends, Sandra Ray and Christine Betts and Chris Plim, are going to be posting a link because we have some great items for you. We have some watch parties going on. There's communities that have come together to celebrate. We know our friends at Center for Spiritual Living, Olympia, Washington, woohoo! High Desert CSL in Apple Valley, California, and more. And so if you're having a watch party, please put it in the chat. Let us know, because there's prizes for you folks too. And so we have lots going on. And I'm going to hand it back over to our beloved Dr. Barry.
So one of the things we got going tonight is some great music. A lot of the artists who you've seen play at your churches and centers have sent in videos to be a part of this, and we're going to head it up with one of our newest artists and songwriters. Her name is Jessie Powers, and it's such a great gift to have her here for the first time tonight. Here's Jessie.
Happy birthday, Ernest Holmes. My name is Jessie Powers. You don't know me because you're not in a body anymore, but I'm really grateful for your work. And Science of Mind has taught me fundamentally one very important thing. which is that we're all connected and that there is this presence, this being that is constantly holding us. And I like to think that it's singing this love song for us through our inhales and exhales. I don't want to give words to this. Anything you have to interpret will only eclipse the heart of it. I just want to send it in sound with a wavelength clarity. Ooh. Nothing I could ever say will resonate the same way that this love does in me. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Somewhere in the beat of your heart, there I am. And somewhere underneath all the war-torn believing, there you have always been. It's something like a melody, it's something like a song, and it sings itself and it's never wrong. Oh, everywhere it plays for me, it's always on repeat. It's the love song of everything. Inhale, exhale, breathe. It's not just there in my body. It's not just there in the thoughts that I think. It's there in the roots, in the skies and the seas, in the eyelids, the irises, the wind and the wings, in the will be, the ever was, the reason and the just because I am the song that I sing. Inhale, exhale,
Thank you, Jesse Powers. I'm breathing now. Thank you very much for that. So we're kicked off, and we wanted to open with a prayer. So who better to do that than our own Dr. Ernest Holmes? So settle in wherever you may be. Just make yourself comfortable, and we're going to bring Ernest into our hearts and into our minds right now. And then Reverend Kathy.
Let us take these words from Psalms as the thought for our meditation today. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. And as we dwell on the meaning of these words, quietly in our own minds, let us see if we cannot come into a complete realization that we are one with the ageless Spirit. in the quiet of my mind, I realize that I am one with the eternal newness of life. The Spirit is working in me and through me now. My body is alive with the life of God. My mind is illumined by the light of God. There is no darkness, no discouragement, no defeat. My mind is refreshed in that one mind that forever gives of itself to its creation. All that the Father hath is mine. I open my mind to accept the good gifts of joy and happiness. I open my heart to know that the ageless Spirit is my life now. And I know that my body and my experience shall manifest the image of life in all its newness. And I shall dance and sing through the days of my years with gladness in my heart. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever, knowing that my cup is full to overflowing with the only life there is, the life and the eternal youth of God.
So just taking that into our hearts and just feeling that eternal youth of Dr. Ernest Holmes, his ageless, timeless spirit is forever in all of our hearts, that his wisdom that he has spoken years ago just resonates out right here in this moment and in this moment. Because as we celebrate his life, his wisdom, his joy this evening, that we are all interconnected in the one, that one mind that transcends time, space, and so much more. So I'm just filled with joy and gratitude. I'm filled with gratitude for this opportunity to celebrate a life well lived and an eternal life that continues to live through each one of us in all of our thoughts, words, and actions and what we bring out to the world. So we know that this night and this party is blessed in every way. And we open our hearts with joy to celebrate Dr. Holmes and his impact on all of our lives. And I just invite you to anchor this with me by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Rev. So we're here to raise some money for the archives tonight, and one way that you can help us with that is by going to our silent auction. The link to get to the silent auction is in the chat. You can bounce over there and look around and see all the cool stuff that we have. A lot of it has been donated by ministers and practitioners and friends of our movement, and there's some great stuff over there. So go check that out. And as the night goes on, you'll see more opportunities there are to support the archives. We got some great things happening, some great new products, books, and recordings that are coming your way. And so we're excited for the spot that we're in right now. And we're so glad that you're here to join with us. And so I wanted to bounce it over to Kathy to talk a little bit just about the lay of the land, what's happening at the archives now, and from the contributions that we had last year, the progress that we've made, which is significant. So, Kath, why don't you jump in here?
You betcha. Happy to jump in here. And it's exciting to say that we've already raised $887 tonight. And so thank you so much to our donors, because this is exactly what Reverend Barry was talking about. And so what is an archive? What is it? What is it? It just sounds dusty, old, and boring. And I must say, it's nothing like that, at least in my experience. I've been there 9.5 years, and almost every day I'm in awe of the work of the archives to bring Dr. Ernest Holmes to life, quite literally. We have these like archival boxes that are preserving these very fragile documents. And we'll have people, researchers like Reverend Mark Gilbert, who will show up, look in the box and say, oh my God, we need to bring this to the light. And so that's what we're doing. We are bringing this wisdom that's been in these boxes to light for you. Dr. Marilyn Leo likes to call it a living history. It's a living history of Ernest Holmes. And so it's alive, it's fresh, it's new. It's the wisdom of the mystics that is timeless. And so how does that impact you? It's for your personal spiritual growth. I guess I can speak for me. I have this like inner longing to go deeper and to learn more. And I bet that's inside of you too. That's why you're here tonight. And so we just bring it to life. We have audio recordings. We have documents from Dr. Holmes. He had these Tuesday invitational classes that were only for the elite, people who are the deep students. And we're transcribing them. We have a volunteer, Nana Gresti, has been doing it for 20 years. And Mark Gilbert partners with him, cleans them up, and we put them on our website. So every week we have at least 3 audio recordings or documents available for you. This last year in 2023, we started a thing called Lunch and Learns. It was Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana's divine idea. She's on our board of directors. And we know how to have a good time. I mean, we just do. And so it's once a month, it's the third Thursday of the month, and you get to hear an audio of Ernest Holmes, perhaps like the one you just did. Boy, they're like 12 or 13 minutes. And then we come together in groups and talk about it. And every single time there's like the sense of awe of the wisdom and to hear Dr. Holmes' voice. So they're going to continue into 2024. So we really invite you to join us. And you'll hear this a lot tonight. Check out the Science Mind Archives website, sciencemindarchives.com. Pretty much everything we're going to talk about, you can find it there. So there's your little helpful hint. And Reverend Mark Gilbert's going to talk a little bit later on about the Asilomar book. Again, he dusted it off of those archival box. Reverend Dr. Chris Collins helped fund it to make it available. We have Past Perfect online. So we have 600 archival boxes with like 4,000 or more entries. And so we've been putting into a new software so you can access everything in those boxes online. And so we're making a lot of progress with that. I was able to go to the Parliament of the World's Religions and present the matriarchs of New Thought, women with peace, who have created a peace and justice ministries. And we were with our friends from Divine Science, Unity, INTA. It's just a phenomenal presentation where you can see the weaving of all of New Thought together and the power of the women behind it. And I did say that Ernest Holmes was a dude. And he is a dude. He's a dude. We talked about the women, but we talked about how the women supported Dr. Holmes throughout, from Emma Curtis Hopkins all the way through. So that should be available soon too. Our YouTube channel is just hopping. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Science Mind Archives and Library Foundation. We had like just a handful. Now we have like 90 videos. And all our lunch and learns, everything that we're doing, these parties, you can watch them on our YouTube channel. So there's really even a lot more. I do want to share just a bit about 2024. So that's what your contributions help with. Last year, we met our goal of 10,000 from our party. So we're so grateful to you. We have a goal of 12,000 for this party. And we're in a really important and exciting time of transformation and transition. We get to move. So Centers for Spiritual Living, they have lovingly housed our archives for 13 years, and they're going virtual. So they don't need this gorgeous big building anymore. So we are raising funds to move into our perfect new space. We've been doing blessing ceremonies and all sorts of spiritual practices prayers to reveal our new space. And we're so close. We are so close. And so just sign up for our e-newsletter, because we want to celebrate with you our new space that's going to house our archives forever. And so we can take good care of it. And I think those are the highlights for right now. I'm sure there's much more. And I want to talk about also, maybe you were wondering what to get the birthday boy for his birthday. You know, you're coming to a party, maybe you want to bring gifts and stuff. One thing you can do is purchase a candle. You know, these candles are $137 to represent 130 years since Dr. Ernest Holmes' light was incarnated on this planet. And so those candles help so much. It's a great gift for a guy who has everything, including eternal life. He's got it all. And so those candles will help support us in doing what we're doing for Dr. Holmes. And we have a lot going on. And you could subscribe. You can be a friend of the archives, because what it's going to take, we've had free rent for 13 years. And so guess what? We have this opportunity to pay rent to support our archives. And the way that's going to happen so effortlessly is if each and every one of you in your heart says, oh my God, this is so important. So preserving this, supporting Dr. Holmes is so important. And to just go into your heart, you know, to tithe, to give every year, annually. Oh my gosh, it's going to be fun, joyous, easy peasy, and you're going to watch the transformation. You're going to see all the work that we're doing be made manifest in your life as you be able to use these spiritual principles in a deeper place. So we're really grateful for you and your support. And I'm going to hand it over back to Barry.
Thank you, Kath. We got some great music coming up, and some talking going on from some of our ministers too. We're going to kick it off here with Steve Rambo. He's kind of a dancing comedic minister, and love to have him here with us.
Well, some of you may remember this day that I'm recording. It's the day the nation is in a deep freeze. I don't mean to make anybody upset. We know from the Science of Life perspective, it's all about choices. So you could choose to come and live here in Southern California, so that when it's like 11 degrees around the rest of the nation, it's, well, this speaks for it. This is why I think Dr. Holmes came here. I mean, come on. The guy was from Maine. Living in Venice, California made a lot of sense for a guy from Maine. And Ernest Holmes made a lot of sense for a guy from Cincinnati and Texas, who read Ernest Holmes and felt like Ernest felt, Dr. Holmes felt, when he read Emerson and said it was like drinking water. I so understood the textbook. It made such sense to me. I studied and studied and studied, and I'm still studying his writings today, 23 years later. I'm so grateful to him. And I thought I would just wish him a happy birthday, the way I wish friends happy birthday all the time, with my own personal birthday medley. Dr. Holmes, in honor of our shared home, Southern California, here it goes. I hear it's your birthday. Ba, 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 ba. I hope you're having a good time in the great eternal. I hear it's your birthday. Ba, 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 ba. I hope you're having a good time in the great somewhere that is everywhere. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ernest Sherflet Holmes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Holmes.
Steve Rambo, you got to cheer up, man. You got to cheer up. That was great. And so I get the opportunity now to introduce our first trivia question. Winner will get a book, an ebook, Keys to Wisdom by Ernest Holmes. And you answer by going into the chat and just putting your answer in there. So our first question for tonight is, who was president of the United States when Ernest Holmes was born? Who was president of the United States when Ernest Holmes was born? All right. And no fair Googling this. This is something you should know from school.
Hey, I'm back.
I think there's
So, some time ago, I had a chance to look at the cinescope of Dr. Holmes. And as I watched it, there was these moments in it that I felt needed highlighting. So I listened to it really carefully and I inserted myself into his conversation. I mean, the stuff that we can do with video today. And this is even without AI. And here's one of my favorite excerpts right here to share with you now.
Today, on This Thing Called Life, a Zoom conversation with Dr. Ernest Holmes.
What is belief, anyway? These are the things I want to discuss with you tonight. How it is that we could use this power for good, greater than we are, wonderful, the thing the whole world wants more than anything else in the world, the thing that you and I have for the taking, for the asking, for the using, power that responds to us, according to our conviction in it.
Seems we're not always aware we're using this power of which you speak, yet we use it every day. This power is really how we make our way in the world. It's simply the way that we have every experience.
Right where we are. How close and how intimate such a power is, and how wonderful it is just to believe that we're going to learn how to use it.
Great. So break it down for us.
First of all, just what it is, then we're going to talk about how to use it. Then we are going to actually get right down and use it in our everyday life.
Okay, let's get started.
First of all, the power that is bigger than you are and greater than I am is, of course, a spiritual power.
You're talking about a spiritual power. What do you mean, spiritual power?
We mean something that is invisible, of course. We don't see it. We don't touch it. We don't taste it. We don't handle it. We don't weigh it. We don't measure it. But we do feel it.
Thank you, Steve, for that conversation with Dr. Holmes. I love it. Love it. That's cool. And so we're gonna bounce into some music here. This next song we're gonna hear from one of my good buddies and one of my favorite ministers, and she read the Science of Mind textbook on Audible, and has a great voice and is just doing great work out in the world with so many different groups and so many different people. So please welcome Reverend Cynthia James.
Happy birthday, Ernest Holmes. I want to say how incredible it is to see the legacy that you created, how many lives you've touched and changed by your understanding of spiritual principles. I want to say thank you for what you have done for my life. Game changer. You absolutely opened portals for me that I didn't even know existed. And I know so many other people that feel the same way. It is such an honor for me to be here with you today, with everyone watching this video, and with all the people celebrating your birth and your life. Many blessings.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be
so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. 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 And so it is. And so it is. Ah, ah, amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen.
That was so beautiful, Reverend Cynthia. Thank you so much for sharing from your heart about Ernest and singing that beautiful song inspired by Ernest. And a reminder that you can purchase candles easy peasy. All you gotta do is click on the link and it supports the archives and the sacred work of how this has touched your heart. I now have two special guests or three actually, that I get to introduce. The first one is just a beautiful soul, Reverend Dr. Lloyd Barrett. He was my very first minister when I went to Mile High, and we continue to stay connected. And he's actually doing an audio book. He's going to read This Thing Called You, and it's almost ready. So keep an eye out for that one. But the voice of God, reading This Thing Called You, does it get better than that? And then the next video is our friends, Dr. Barry and also Park Peters. These guys, they're on our committee, and I'll be careful with what I say, but they keep us smiling and laughing and joking, and they keep it we're just so grateful and blessed to have these talents. Park's the one who is digitizing the audio recordings of Ernest Holmes. So every year they sing a beautiful song that's inspired by this teaching.
It is my joy to participate in the birthday celebration by Dr. Ernest Holmes, as sponsored and facilitated by the archives. The work of Dr. Ernest Holmes is certainly relevant to us today. As he once stated, nothing has happened to the power since Jesus used it. He also said, there is nothing more tangible than results. And furthermore, we must keep our minds clear so that when Spirit bring our gifts, we are ready to receive them. Recently, I have had the great joy to read his book, This Thing Called You, as a possibility for an audible. It ought to be available soon. I invite your participation at its completion. And now, a few thoughts from This Thing Called You. You bring your hopes and aspirations to the divine center within you. Lay aside all fears at the altar of faith with complete confidence and say, the Spirit within me knows the answer to any problem which confronts me. I now turn from the problem to the Spirit, accepting the answer. I turn away from any thought of confusion to a consciousness of peace. And then I affirm the following that is also a part of this thing called you. In this peace that holds me so gently, I find warmth and assurance from all alarms and anxieties. It is the peace of God in which I find this warm and comforting presence. I am so conscious of this love and affection that every sense of fear slips away from me like mist fading in the morning light. I now see good in everything and God manifested in all situations. I invite your full participation in supporting the archives, and again, I graciously invite you to look forward to the audible aspect of Ernest Holmes' book, This Thing Called You. Many blessings to you.
Well, happy birthday, Ernest. It's Barry and Park. And the thing that we've done a lot of over the years is play music for kids. And we sneak a little of your Science of Mind message into our sets. This is a song that we always do, and it's called The Place in Your Heart. Children, here we are. We find ourselves together for a little while. And nothing feels so fine as these golden moments when we all smile. And when you lay your head down, I want your mind to be at ease. And you can have that feeling anytime you please. 'Cause there's a place in your heart where you can go. If things get confusing or you feel low, go to that place in your heart and you'll know what's right and wrong, if you're weak or strong, which way you should go.
My man, Dad, you know they sure do love you. They like to teach you all the things you need as you grow. But there'll be times you'll have to make your own decisions. And it will help you if you always know that there's a place in your heart where you can go. If things get confusing or you're feeling low, if you're feeling low, go to that place in your heart and you'll know it's right and wrong, if you're weak or strong, which way you should go. There's a place in your heart where you can go. There's a place in your heart where you can go. There's a place in your heart where you can go. There's a place in your heart where you can go.
Okay, I like those guys. So I want to give a shout out to Park Peters there too, who's playing the piano. Just a great musician and writer and producer, and he's been doing a lot of the work on this audio book with Reverend Lloyd, and he's got just about the whole thing done. So thank you, Park, for all the effort that you put in to make that happen. I want to announce the winner of our first trivia question, which was Joseph Zelensky. The answer was Grover Cleveland was the president when Ernest Holmes was first born. And the second question coming right now, you get an ebook, Keys to Wisdom. So this one's going to be a little bit more convoluted. You won't be able to find the answer online. Ernest Holmes gave his last talk at the Beverly Hills Church on the final Sunday of May, 1957. As he was speaking, some members of the congregation were delivering a present to his house. What was it? What was the present that they were bringing to Ernest Holmes' house that last Sunday in 1957? Somebody who probably knows the answer to that question is Marilyn Leo. I want to introduce her now. She's the reason that the Archives lives. Her consciousness, her commitment, her generosity, and her vision has been such a part of making this Archives happen. And I'm so thankful for her and for the gift that she's been in my life too. So here's Marilyn Leo to tell you about what's coming up next.
Hello. I'm so happy that you could be with us on this very special occasion of 137th birthday of celebrating for Ernest Holmes. He was a wonderful man, and I was proud to know him. I'm Marilyn Leo, and the founder of the Science Mind Archives and Library Foundation. And they are following all of the precepts of what a really special archives is. We preserve things that we found many, many years ago in furniture and pictures and correspondence and books, everything you can imagine that has anything to do with science and mind. And also we are growing into, or spreading our wings into, more of generally new thought. So I would just like to share with you about the beginnings of the Science and Mind summer conferences. We have a wonderful person on the board by the name of Reverend Mark Gilbert. And I know that he is just a wonderful man and has done a tremendous amount of work in finding these wonderful talks by Ernest Holmes out of Sillamar. And he created a book with these talks. It is terrific. Before those talks in Sillamar started in 1954. But before that, the group of science-minded people went to the High Sierras, and they had a summer conference there. So in the early 50s, they were in the High Sierras, and then in the 1954, I believe, yes, 1954, they began to be at Asilomar on the beach. Wonderful place. I've spent many years, many summers there with the conferences, and I hope that you are there too, as often as they present them at this time. So have a wonderful time today. Enjoy the wonderful music and the people there, and get a little happy birthday song going for yourself. Thank you.
Sorry, guys, I'm having a hard time bringing Mark Gilbert's video up. We're going right back to Kathy and Barry.
I'm certain it'll come back in just a second. I want to take an opportunity to say thank you to the archive staff. We have a small but mighty team, and it's me. And we also have Melinda Eskridge, who is our administrative support, and we have Reverend Valerie Torvey, who's been doing our prosperity manager for over 8 years. We've been just very blessed, and mainly a crew of volunteers. You know, it's really volunteers are the heart of the organization since Marilyn Leo started it way back when. Just hundreds of volunteers donate from their heart, including this event. And I was going to also, well, since doing tap dance, I like tap dancing, but so let me talk about our move. We have, we're coming up with a move, and we're very blessed to have a Hefferlin matching grant. So the Hefferlin Foundation, who has been so generous to the archive since the beginning of our time, has given us a $25,000 matching grant. And so as soon as we raise $25,000, they'll give us the 25. And so you get dollar for dollar match. I just got off the presses today that we have already raised $8,810 towards that match, which is amazing and wonderful. And so you can just go to our website. Again, go to our website, sciencemindarchives.com, you know, and you can learn more about how to support that effort, because we're really excited and looking forward, and your help is so important. And then we're going to see if we can get Reverend Mark Gilbert, because he has a really important message to share with you. He wants to share with you about the new, just the evolution of this book, Ernest Holmes at Asilomar.
How's it looking, Diego?
I'm sorry, Mark's file's not playing for us. That video's just not playing. Sorry, guys.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So our last trivia question was the one about what was the gift that was brought over to Dr. Ernest Holmes' house while he was giving his last talk. We got a winner. We got a winner. This is cool. Mona Holtz, right? You've won an ebook, and the answer was a television, right? Which is a big deal. So he was watching some black and white I Love Lucy's, and thanks to his congregation at the Beverly Hills Church. And so we've got some stuff coming up here. We'll see if we can get back to Mark Gilbert's video, because he's put out a great book about Ernest Holmes' talks at some of the Asilomar conferences. But we've got some a Spanish music video coming up here right now. I want Kathy to take a minute and let us know who this is, Kath.
Oh, We're so blessed. We have this incredible Spanish translation team, a Spanish ministry representing Latin America. And this is Piero Garcia. He's the musical director at ELE. And oh my gosh, they're just so dynamic and beautiful. So I just invite you to open your heart and listen to Piero's music.
Hello, everyone. My name is Piero Garcia from Lima, Peru, and I am musical director for ELE in Latin America. I'm really glad to be here with you to celebrate Ernest Holmes' birthday, and I'm going to share with you a song that's called Paz en la Tormenta, Peace During the Storm. And this song talks about how we have to be in peace during our hard times because God is always taking care of us. Cuando lloras por las veces que intentaste y tratas de olvidar las lágrimas que lloraste, solo tienes pena y tristeza y el futuro incierto tu espera. Puedes tener paz en la tormenta. Puedes tener paz en la tormenta. Fe y esperanza cuando no puedas seguir. Aun con tu mundo hecho pedazos, el Señor guiará tus pasos en paz, en medio de la tormenta. Muchas veces me siento igual que tú y mi corazón anhela algo real. El Señor viene a mí y me ayuda a seguir en paz en medio de la tormenta. Puedes tener paz en la tormenta. Fe y esperanza cuando no puedas seguir. Aun con tu mundo hecho pedazos, el Señor guiará tus pasos en paz, en medio de la tormenta. Puedes tener paz en la tormenta. Fe y esperanza cuando no puedas seguir. Aun con tu mundo hecho pedazos, el Señor guiará tus pasos en paz, en medio de la tormenta. En paz, en medio de la tormenta.
Thank you, Piero. That was great. And good to have your voice be a part of it tonight. And we have another guy coming up here who I'm kind of a fan of. This is my son, Gabriel, and he grew up in the Science of Mind teaching and was, kind of coaxed into doing a lot of stuff at the church, singing a lot of services, and has been a big part of, the history there just growing up. So talked him into doing a song for Ernest Holmes for this birthday here, and I'm so thankful that he was willing to do it. Last time he was home, he put this one together.
Hi there. My name is Gabriel Ebert. I grew up at Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado. I want to wish a very, very happy birthday to Ernest Holmes. And this is a song that I wrote called April Showers that I didn't realize at the time, but really includes a lot of the teachings that I think Ernest Holmes was trying to show to me.
All it takes is a little bit of sunlight to weasel its wondrous way through. The proper piece of soil and a tiny bit of toil to make all of your dreams come true. All it takes is a dream that is wrapped in a seed. But there's one more thing only you can bring to make this growth succeed. You are the April shower that makes me bloom, the golden hour that fills my room. Well, some folks, they don't like the rain. They roll around in bed again and sleep their whole lives away. But you're the April shower that pulls me from my gloom and makes my flowers grow in May. All it takes is a walk into the garden to teach you the things you need to know. Some dirt beneath your nails, some successes and some fails. You can't scatter a handful of seeds in a bundle of weeds and expect that an orchid will grow. If you never get burned, then you may never learn that to die and live is to take and give, as seasons have to turn. You are the April shower that makes me bloom, the gloaming hour that fills my room. Some folks, they don't like the rain. They roll around in bed again and sleep their whole lives away. Watch them sleep their lives away. But you're the April shower that pulls me from my tomb and makes my flowers grow in May. All it takes is a dream that is wrapped in a seed. But there's one more thing only you can bring to make this growth succeed. I need you, are the April shower that makes me bloom, the golden hour that fills my room. Well, some folks, they don't like the rain. They couldn't stand a hurricane. They'll waste their whole lives away. Just watch them waste their lives away. But you're the April shower that pulls me from my gloom. You know that you're the shining tower that blocks away the gloom. Yes, you are the golden hour that fills my little room and makes my flowers grow in May. You make my flowers grow in May.
I can see how you would be so proud of that kid who's no longer a kid. Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous heart and a gorgeous song. So you've known him for a little while, huh?
I have indeed.
Oh, what a blessing. And is he a Tony Award winner?
He is. He is a Tony Award winner.
Nice. What
But he
show
still
was
calls
it?
himself a winner.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was for Matilda.
Wow, oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having his light shine on our wonderful party here for Dr. Holmes. And I'm greatly honored to introduce our next video. Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen is on the Archives Board of Governors. And one of the things you can't not say about Dr. Christian, if I said that right, is his enthusiasm. I think I can hear Dr. Lloyd's voice. His enthusiasm just reigns whenever he speaks. So we're really blessed to have Dr. Christian here to present from his heart and say happy birthday to Ernest.
Happy birthday, Dr. E. Oh, wait, a little more respect. Dr. Ernest Holmes, happy birthday to you. It's Christian here from your church in Encinitas, California, but hey, we don't call it churches anymore. The Center for Spiritual Living, the Seaside Center is where I'm coming from. And everybody here is just celebrating your birthday and wishing you well. And my goodness, I grew up in this philosophy, listening to my parents talk about watching you speak when you're in LA. And you touched my heart deeply without ever actually seeing you. And I'm so excited that the archives have carried your teachings forward. And a big shout out to Marilyn Leo, though you probably wouldn't know her as Leo. It was probably Armor back there when she used to hang out in your yard as a little girl. She and her husband, Richard Leo, did an amazing job when they pulled together the concept of the archives and began the preliminary work. And we kept it in the parking structure. And now there's an amazing archives and library board that is keeping your work alive, dynamic, and we can feel like we're experiencing you in real time. So your work is alive. I remember when Seaside housed it, when it was moving from LA to Denver. We had it for a couple of years. I used to lay awake at night thinking, oh no, I hope nothing happens. I hope it doesn't burn down. It's like, that was a lot of responsibility to put on a little center here in Encinitas, but it made it to Denver where it was safe. And I'm not sure where it's going now, but the archives and library board are going to take good care of it. So I thank you. Hey, I got to do the intro to your book you did with your brother Fenwick, The Voice Celestial. One of the highlights in my ministry was to be able to take your final work and add my ideas to it, or at least the intro, not my ideas. Anyway, happy birthday. I love you and look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Christian Sorensen, one of the lights in our movement right there. So as we're moving forward, we got one more trivia question here. We'll see how you do. This going back to the year when the Institute of Religious Science was formed, which is 1927. 1927, a movie was released that year that changed movies forever. What was the movie and what was the change? That's our last trivia question here, and you get an ebook if you get this one right. See who jumps in here first. And Kathy's going to bounce back here and let us know what's coming in these next couple of videos, because these are buddies of hers. So jump in here, kid. Tell us about this.
Jump. Okay, I'm jumping in. All right, I'm so excited. These are definitely buddies of mine. And so we have these special guests here. And the first one is I started ministerial school with her back in 2014. It's Reverend Kit Holmes. And oh my God, she can sure tickle the ivories. And her voice is angelic. And she's just so passionate about this teaching. So and she also has, check her out on Facebook. She has One Mind Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Funny how that happens. Check her out. And the other one is, again, the Spanish language task force has just really taken our hearts here at the Science Mind Archives. I see a lot of you online with us, so thank you for joining our party. This is Ada de Metrópolis. She's the lead of the Spanish language task force, and she's a region support coordinator for Region 13. The Archives was so blessed to present at the Convention of the Americas for the second year this past year. And we shared the video that Reverend Stephen Rambo talks about too. You can find it on our YouTube channel. But oh my gosh, the hearts of everyone to see and hear Dr. Holmes was just so heartwarming. And they're translating documents into Spanish so it can be even more accessible to our beautiful Spanish language community. So without further ado, here is Reverend Kit Holmes and then Ada Dimitropoulos.
Every day, waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good, and I've got to say it's so good to be grateful every day. The sun came up this morning and I could see it. Oh, that sweet sunshine. My heart still has a beat and I'm still breathing. So far, so good. Everything's turning out right every day. Waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. I gotta say, it's so good to be grateful every day. When I recognize the things I take for granted, see the magic in the mundane. I know that's where the greatest gifts are planted. So I say thank you again and again every day. Every day, I'm waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, I'm taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. I gotta say, it's so good to be grateful every day. I got the stars, I got the moon, I got love and I got you every day. So grateful, yeah. Grateful every day.
Hola, mi nombre es Ada Dimitropoulos y quiero compartir con ustedes la emoción y el honor que siento de pertenecer al Task Force. Esto es un equipo de trabajo conformado por practicantes, directores espirituales, miembros, representantes, líderes de la comunidad hispana que mantienen el compromiso asumido hace mucho tiempo por un grupo de visionarios que se sumergieron al servicio amoroso de la traducción al español de la mayoría del material de ciencia de la mente. Gracias a esta noble tarea, hoy contamos con practicantes, directores espirituales y una comunidad en expansión. Me uno a esta celebración y honro el trabajo realizado por los archivos de ciencia de la mente como una manifestación del amor. Feliz cumpleaños, Dr. Ernest Holmes, y que esta felicidad se proyecte al espíritu de Holmes que vive en cada uno de nosotros.
Great. Well, it's so good to hear from Ada, and also to know that so much of our work from Ernest Holmes and from our writers is being translated into Spanish, and is expanding our reach all over the world. So we're really excited about that. And we're heading towards the finish line here, but we've got one more piece of music that I'm really thankful for. Our CSL director of music is who will be at the conference this summer. Just a beautiful writer and has added so much to our movement. Got to see her play a few times and really love this. She's a part of our celebration tonight. Here's Denise Rossier.
Hi, everybody. It's Denise Rossier, and I am so honored and happy to be here with you to celebrate and wish Dr. Ernest Holmes a happy birthday. I also want to give a special word of thanks to the Science of Mind Archives and the Library Foundation for the amazing work that they are doing. But right now, I want to sing you a song, and it's a song that I wrote called I Know God. And the message in it is powerful but simple. You and I have everything that we need, and we are everything that we need to move goodness and love and peace through the world. We are doing it every day, whether it is with our coworkers or it's in the classroom, whether it's on Sunday morning from the pulpit or even just at the dinner table. And the reason why we're able to do this is because we are in relationship with the amazing power of the universe, this amazing, powerful love that is everywhere and is everything. We know God.
I am one, simple and plain. No superpowers, no famous name. But I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul, deep in my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I am home. Side by side, we find the truth. When the Spirit in me needs to sing me, I have felt the fire burning in my soul, deep in my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I know God.
Thank you,
Oh.
Denise. That's our music director, and she'll be at convention this summer too. And that's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. So speaking of music, we're going to give everybody an opportunity to sing right now. So wherever you are, just kind of get yourself warmed up and grab a candle and something to toast with, because we're going to sing to Ernest Holmes. This is something that some of the volunteers at the archives put together, and we hope that you'll join in with us here. You know the words to this one, and we're going to sing this together. Is everybody ready? Deep breath. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ernest. Happy birthday to you.
Beautiful. A little something we threw together there, and thank you for Park Peters making us all sound just a little bit better than we might have without him. So, Kath, since we weren't able to see Mark's video, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that book that he put together.
Thank you, Barry. I love being a little fly on the wall at the archives and get to watch things unfold. And so Reverend Mark Gilbert is quite the researcher. And so he loves to come in and look at the boxes and see what we have. And he's put together this outrageous inventory that's on our website. Actually, it's in a Google Drive that you can access through Free Wisdom. It's called Research Tools. But what he noticed was we had not just one or two or three, but we had the transcriptions of Dr. Ernest Holmes when he was speaking at Asilomar. And it was in the 1950s. We're missing 1 year of them. So he has 54, I think it's 55 we're missing. And then we have 56, 57, 58, and 59. So it's this amazing book that it's really lightly edited. You can hear Ernest Holmes' voice when you read it. You can see his authenticity. It's the people who have read it, and they say just even touching the book, they can feel Dr. Holmes' essence. So it's just a really powerful book. It's towards the end of his life. It's a synthesis of this teaching. And I am a little bit of a geek after being at the archives for so long. Look at the index. Check out that index. There's like a subject index. There's an index of all the different people that Ernest Holmes' names drops throughout, from Albert Einstein and so much more. So the book is available on Amazon.com. If you have it, put in a review. We would love to hear from you. And a big thank you to Reverend Dr. Christina Collins, who's also on our board of directors. They both are, who she loves Asilomar, and it so touched her, the thought of helping to bring this book to the light, that she helped fund it, or she funded it, actually. We're just so grateful. And there's a whole section on mysticism. Reverend Mark bills it as advanced metaphysics. And so it's not necessarily for like a beginner, but if this teaching has touched your life for a while, check out Ernest Holmes at Asilomar. So there you go. But anyways, we're going to have his video on our YouTube channel so everyone can hear it directly. from Reverend Mark.
Okay, and I want to announce the last trivia winners. These people were kind of overlapping coming in at the same time, so they're all going to win a prize. They're all going to win an ebook. Kathy Julene, Tony Shannon, and Addison Valines. The answer was in 1927, a movie came out called The Jazz Singer, which was the first talkie and the first time that there was sound at the movies. So that was the answer to that video or to that trivia question. And I want to remind you once again of the different ways that you can help us out here at the archives by going to the silent auction. That's a great way. That's a great way to do it. The link to the silent auction is still in the chat if you want to get over there and do some bidding and to get that going. And we've got some good things coming up here with the Hefferland Foundation as far as helping us with the archives, relocation, and I hope that you'll be a part of it. I want to thank Diego, who's been working behind the scenes with the New Thought Media Network for doing all our video work tonight and keeping us on track. And I want to thank all of you for being here with us too. This is such important work to keep these books alive, to keep this movement alive, and we're in a good spot right now. So thank you all for being a part of it and for being part of the action and the fun tonight. So Kathy, you want to take us out with a few more announcements?
You betcha. And I saw that Diego put along the bottom. So what happens with Paybe? So Paybe is the platform we're using here. And we want to thank Kevin and Ada and Apta and Eva with Paybe. They've been just so supportive of us. It's just a wonderful way to have a virtual party. So we thank Paybe. So what happens is when you've been putting in donation, it goes in as a pledge. And so what you need to do is to go to your cart and check out and pay for your pledge. So it's really easy peasy. It's a little icon in the upper right corner, and it's a cart. And so it's just like you're shopping. So thank you for shopping and supporting the archives. We're very grateful. And just like Dr. Barry was talking about, we're really grateful for the Hefferland Foundation. We have some slides here that Diego, here we go. So our sponsors is New Thought Media Network, and we're grateful for the Hefferland Foundation and all their support. We love our board of directors. I love the picture of Dr. Jim Van Cleve, who is our president for like 8 years or 9 years. Just grateful for our dynamic board that just supports us in every way. Ooh, music. Not music. And this is our Board of Governors. And Reverend Dr. Martha Quintana is now our liaison to the Board of Governors. And Dr. Marilyn has been the past chair. But boy, these beautiful souls, we're grateful for their consciousness and their support. And this is our party committee. You can't have a party without a committee, can you? So big shout out to Reverend Chris Plim for being our chair. We're grateful for the archive staff and their support. Diego is our producer. Ken Reinhardt edited our bajillions of videos. Of course, Dr. Barry Ebert and his divine ideas. And Christine Betts has been doing these parties with me for 9 years. Count them 9. We've been partying. She's my party planning partner. Julia Mattis gave some great ideas. And Sandra Ray, oh my gosh, what a beautiful soul. And of course, Park Peters. We're so grateful for everyone. And again, here is our board of directors who we love. Please check us out, like we talked about, on Instagram and Facebook, our YouTube channel, and attend our lunch and learns. And this is the Hefferland Foundation Matching Funds, and you can find it on our website. So we're just so, and again,
I want to remind you the silent auction is open until 8 o'clock. So jump over there. You still got a little bit of time to get some people up here and snatch some things at the last minute. People love that. I want to thank you all for being here tonight, and let's go archives. Kath, take us out here.
All righty. And just also, there are prizes for you just attending. So just stay tuned. We will be doing a drawing for some great items for you showing up. We're grateful. And those watch parties, email us and let us know that you had a watch party, and there's some prizes for y'all too. So I just know that our time has just been so blessed that what a beautiful honoring by all the music and the speakers and the sharing and even the trivia of honoring Dr. Ernest Holmes and his life, and how his life continues to flow through each one of us, how it's our sacred duty to be that legacy of Dr. Holmes and to carry this teaching out to the world so we can all reveal a world that works for everyone, peace on the planet, and peace in all of our hearts. So thank you, Dr. Holmes. We're just so grateful for your divine light that continues to shine. We're grateful for the archives and all it does to carry this message and to preserve, protect, and present it for our world. So thank you all. Thank you, world. Thank you, spirit. And we are blessed as we move on with our evenings and our days and our week in 2024. Knowing it's blessed in every way. And so it is.
So it is.
It makes no difference today how you found your way through this forest of demons and dangers. All the roads that you've traveled, the ships that you sailed in this circle, you're no longer a stranger. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of a drum. To a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It will help you rise up above. We'll continue this journey together. Through our hearts is the only way home. And there is no storm we can't weather when we know that we're never alone. We've all got stories to tell of the times that we fell, when we stumbled into traps and surprises. But just rest for a while, share this comfort and smile at spirit in all its disguises. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of the drum. To a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come. Please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It will help you rise up above. We'll continue this journey together. Through our hearts is the only way home. And there is no storm we can't weather when we know that we're never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone. It makes no difference today how you found your way through this forest of demons and dangers. All the roads that you've traveled, the ships that you sailed in this circle, you're no longer a stranger. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of a drum to a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It will help you rise up above. We'll continue this journey together. Through our hearts is the only way home. And there is no storm we can't weather when we know that we're never alone. We've all got stories to tell of the times that we fell when we stumbled into traps and surprises. But just rest for a while, share this comfort and smile at spirit in all its disguises. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of the drum to a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It will help you rise up above. We'll continue this journey together. Through our hearts is the only way home. And there is no storm we can't weather when we know that we're never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone. It makes no difference today how you found your way through this forest of demons and dangers. All the roads that you've traveled, the ships that you've sailed in this circle, you're no longer a stranger. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of a drum to a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It will help you. It makes no difference today how you found your way through this forest of demons and dangers. All the roads that you've traveled, the ships that you've sailed in this circle, you're no longer a stranger. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of a drum to a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song. Can you hear it? It makes no difference today how you found your way through this forest of demons and dangers. All the roads that you've traveled, the ships that you've sailed in this circle, you're no longer a stranger. We've arrived at this clearing from every direction. We were drawn by the sound of a drum to a fire in the darkness, a light on the road, and a voice that simply said, come, please come. You are held in the hands of spirit, lifted on the strong arms of love, and your soul has a song.